YouTube decided I'm no longer allowed to use the music in my intro, so now, until I find another one, you're stuck with my voice.
What is up, guys? This is Olympia coming at you with a discussion video about the new OCG rules that have come out. They're going to be introduced into the format next month. This is just for the OCG. It's not for us as of yet. If it is for us at all, but I'm pretty sure some of the mechanics are going to probably come over into the TCG eventually. I'm not going to talk about pendulum summons because there is still some speculation over the kind of fundamentals on how it works. The description that was given out is kind of quite vague, but people have made up their own kind of judgments and opinions on how it works. If you want to see that, then you can go to the billion other people who have also done those videos, kind of like the popular people and also the smaller people. If you want to know what it does, you can go see them. I'm not really going to talk about them until stuff is confirmed and how I think it will impact us and so on and so forth, just because I don't have enough information to really cast my own, make my own opinion on it. But the only thing I will say is that I do want to give it a chance to see, there's always going to be new game mechanics when a new season starts, so whatever. But the rules for the OCG, the two are quite simply that the first person, the person who goes first, doesn't get that extra draw, so they will stay with 5 cards in their hand and that's it. And then going to the next person, then the person who's going second will then draw the cards. So the person who goes first is down 1 card straight away. So that's quite an interesting one. And then the other is the fact that you can now have simultaneous field spells, which is quite an interesting one, and one that I kind of squinted my eyes at. But anyway, we'll go into the first one. The fact that you only draw 5 cards in your first turn. If you go first, it's always been an advantage that it's always been unbalanced in a sense, the way that you always go first turn, and the fact that you can kind of set up a field, you can establish something that your opponent struggles to get over, and then when they try and go for their turn, then they're like, well, I've got all these barriers now, this is a bit ridiculous. Especially if you go up against something like Infernity, who kind of decide to go all nuts first turn, you're just like, same with Bujin and Fire Fist, if they set up something nuts in the first turn, it's very difficult. The interesting thing is that Konami are trying to address this kind of unbalanced start to the game, and by not having your opponent draw, by having them only 5 cards in their hand, I do believe that they're trying something to balance it. And I know that everyone's going to say, well, you're only going to want to go second now, unless you play in a deck like Evil Sworn or some form of control deck where you need to get your boss monster out straight away, because you want to control the duel. And I do agree in a sense, but going first is still important. The fact that you still do have those 5 cards to screw your opponent with. And everyone said, oh, well, the fact that you can't go Thunder King set 5 is now, it's now irrelevant to go first. No, but you can still go Thunder King set 4, which is still pretty ridiculous. So the unbalancedness is still there, but not as much. The fact that the down 1 card, shouldn't really change that much. But it does mean that your opponent can, attempt to at least get over that barrier that the opponent might set up first turn. And I do think it is an interesting thing. It's definitely something that should be given a chance. If Konami want to try and improve something in the game that is broken, and we know that it's broken, it has been for a very long time, if they want to try and fix it, then I'm all ears. I'm more than happy to give it a go and see. So that's my opinion on that. With the field spell, now this is something I'm a little bit sketchy on. Now play 2 simultaneous field spells, you and your opponent can both have a field spell up. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about that. Cards like Closed Forest is now completely redundant. That card has no need to be in the OCG at all anymore. It's just a little bit strange to me that the fact that now we have field spells that can, you can use your field spells at the same time. If you're playing two decks that have field spells, easily, you've already jumped a hurdle that most people have with field spells. The vulnerability is that you just activate another field spell, you don't have to take a card out, you don't have to use a card like MST to get rid of it, and it's kind of like a fair trade-off. Could be considered unfair for the person who loses the field spell card. And one thing that I saw a video of Jeff Jones said that he never liked the war over the field spells, but I felt that was a part of the game, and that was a kind of an important part of the game that came with the risk of running field spells. So it's a bit interesting. Like, I'm not entirely sure how I feel on that. I'm gonna have to see in testing and in the future to come of the OCG, and if it comes into the TCG, which I think it will. But I think it's something that is, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be as effective as some people might think, and I think it's going to be more of a nuisance than anything. Yeah, that's really it. But I just wanted to do a quick video on these. Want to know what you guys think about it? It's obviously it's going to eventually come over to the TCG, but what do you think of the rulings, like with drawing the 5 and starting the turn, and with the field spells? So cheers guys, let me know in the comment section down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and I shall see you later.